right, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about, would you stay and defend America if we were in the same boat as Ukraine being invaded by some foreign force? So whether that force is Russia or China or hell, North Korea for that matter, or a bunch of fucking hipsters from the UK, whatever you want to look at the invasion as, would you stay and fight? Now, interestingly enough, guys, of course, more Republicans would defend the country than Democrats. That goes without saying. The breakdown is 68% of Republicans would stay and fight, and 40% of Democrats would stay and fight. This is by Quinnipiac University. They did a poll, which was, I saw this question on Fox News, or rather it was sent to me, and I read it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was still interested that 40% Democrats said they would stay and fight. I thought it'd be more like 10, but whatever. That just shows you there are some Democrats out there with balls. As a whole, Americans, 55% of Americans, that's including Democrats and Republicans together, would stay and fight. And 38 would leave. So that's as a whole. As far as leaving goes, 52% of Democrats would leave and 25% of Republicans would leave if some kind of attack was to head towards us. So I did a poll on my Angryprepper community board because I was curious as well. Out of 3,700 votes, 86% said they would stay and fight, and 14% said they would run. Now, for those of you that are giving me a reason why you would run, obviously, guys, if you're old, if you have some kind of disability, you can't. That's a given. That's self-explanatory. If you're old, that's self-explanatory. We don't need, explanation from you guys, because I know a lot of you guys who are older, you're not going to stay and fight. But then again, there are some old people out there who are like in their 80s, that's fucking, I'm fighting, if I have to throw rocks at somebody, I'm gonna do it. Okay, very good. But we get it, guys. And some women, we understand it. They're not gonna stay and fight. But there were some guys on here going, I'm not gonna fight for this communist country. So, you're not gonna fight for this communist country, but you're gonna let a communist empire take over this country so that you're even more communism than you were before. Which, guys, when you grow up and you look at the world for what it is, you're gonna know that communism in other countries and socialism in another country is way the fuck worse than here. Our free speech restriction here is still the best than other places in the world, guys. Because other places in the world, again, like Russia and China, you can't say half the shit we say about the government. We could talk whatever shit we want to talk about, whatever government agency in this country, and we can get away with it, right? You can stand on the street corner and say what the fuck you want. Granted, channels like YouTube, you can't go too heavy because you're going to get demonetized or deleted. But that's a small problem. When you look on the bigger stage, when you look on a bigger scale, guys, in other countries, if you talk against the government, they will come to your house and get you. They will come to your house and interrogate you. They might even write you a fine. That shit ain't happening here. So again, you sit there and say, I'm not going to defend this country, but you're willing to let a communist or socialist country come here and invade, and then you go, I'm just going to sit this one out. You're stupid, because you're not going to sit this one out. It's going to meet you at your door. Not the point. The point is, guys, and I knew that a lot of people on the channel that took the poll were going to sit there and say they would fight. I knew that. And I also knew that there were people who were disabled, elderly, or just injured that just can't. We know this. I just found it interesting that a lot of Democrats were actually willing to fight. 40% is a lot, guys. I'm just thinking it was going to be lower than that. So, that is good. If 55% of America is going to fight, that is absolutely good, guys, because that is better than half of us. And and listen, a lot of people took the poll secretly. I don't know who took that poll. I don't know who took the one at the Quinnipiac University's poll. I don't know who took that either. But these people are answering honestly, right? So again, guys, that is good that people are willing to defend this country. And listen, let me start by saying this, guys. You're defending this country. You're defending the people. You're defending your neighbors. We're not defending these politicians. If they grabbed one of these politicians and dragged them out in the street and did some shit to them, fuck them. Fuck them. We are defending this country for ourselves, for the peoples. Why we fight? We're not fighting for the politicians. I know some people are like, I'm not joining the government army. Then don't. Fucking start your own militia. If this shit was to get invaded, start your own militia and get down with them. You're defending this country that way. You could work with the military in a case like that. They're not going to sit there and try to bring you in the fold. You might have to listen to some of their shit, some of their rules, but you're still fighting for this country. You're not fighting for the politicians. And if we wanted to make a difference, then that's how you do it, guys. You fight for the country. You don't sit there and you tell them right out of the gates, yo, I'm fighting for my fucking man over here, my neighbors over there. I'm not fighting for these motherfuckers, these politicians. That's it. Now, do we get the politicians out of office after that? Absolutely. Absolutely. If we would ever get invaded, guys, the time to change America is after we get it back. We make sure these politicians never fucking step foot in office again. All of them. I don't give a fuck how good they are or how great they were for this country. They all gotta go. They're all too seasoned. They're all fucking sitting back, taking fat checks, steak dinners, and fucking Lamborghinis and all this kind of shit, while the rest of us are gonna take the brunt of whatever happens next, right? Like I said in my, these guys will destroy the world. Politicians want to handle it, they should handle it in the ring. Fucking Putin and Biden should throw on some MMA gloves and mix it up. If Biden was 30 years younger and was sane, they should get in the ring and mix it up. That's what politicians should do. Instead of dragging us into it as people and the army, instead of dragging them into it, have the politicians go into a boxing ring. Fucking 12 rounds, see who lasts. 3 rounds if it's MMA, see who lasts. Hell, if you guys are nerds and you can't fight, let's see who can win the chess game. But still, guys, defending your country is what it's about. It's about your country. It's about your countrymen. It's not about the fucking politicians. Never have been. A lot of the wars that were fought, guys, I know a lot of guys are duped into fighting some shit war for fucking politicians and padding their pockets. But if that fight came here, you are fighting for your countrymen. You're fighting for your neighbors. You're fighting for your kids. You're not fighting for the politicians. All right, guys, so other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next video.